Hey folks, it's your guy Captain Q. This is my first ever video on YouTube, so kindly support us on our journey. So let us start without any further ado. This is Lake Lanier, Georgia's most popular summer destination where millions of Americans visit every year. They swim in its waters, boat on its surface, and sunbathe on its shores. But most of them have no idea that just 40 feet beneath their floating rafts lies a fully intact ghost town. Complete with flooded houses, drowned roads, and thousands of empty and not so empty graves. This isn't an urban legend. It is a historical nightmare, and it might explain why this single lake has claimed over 500 lives. To understand the curse of Lake Lanier, we have to go back to the early 1900s. Long before the water arrived, this land was home to Oscarville, a thriving, predominantly black community of farmers, business owners, and families. But in 1912, after a tragic crime shook the country, a wave of horrific racial violence swept through the area. Night riders burned down churches, destroyed businesses, and forced more than 1,000 residents to flee their homes overnight with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Oscarville became a ghost town. Decades later, in the 1950s, the Oz government decided they needed a massive reservoir to provide water and electricity to Atlanta. They chose this exact valley. The Army Corps of Engineers began buying up the land, bulldozing whatever was left of the standing structures. Then, they opened the floodgates. Millions of gallons of water rushed into the valley, swallowing Oscarville whole, erasing it from the map, and creating what we now know as Lake Lanier. But the government made a fatal mistake. They were lazy. They didn't fully clear the land before flooding it. They left the concrete foundations of houses, they left giant steel bridges intact, and worst of all, they left the forests. Because the lake water is pitch black past 15 feet, these forests didn't rot normally. Today, thousands of fully upright, petrified trees sit at the bottom of the lake like a hidden wooden cage. Professional rescue divers who brave the depths of Lanier describe it as a claustrophobic hell. Because of the zero visibility, they have to navigate by touch alone. Multiple divers have reported feeling around in the pitch black, only to realize their hands are brushing against the porch railings and rooftops of flooded houses. But the most terrifying reports come from those who got stuck. Divers describe being suddenly grabbed by what feels like hands pulling them down into the dark. In reality, it's the invisible, razor-sharp branches of the petrified forest, instantly snagging clothing, life vests, and fishing lines, trapping swimmers in a watery grave before they can break free. Since the lake was filled, more than 500 people have lost their lives here. Nearly 200 of those deaths have occurred just since the year 1994. But it's the missing people that baffle investigators. Dozens of people who fall off boats or go missing while swimming are simply never found. The lake refuses to give them back. Search and rescue teams suspect their bodies become entangled deep within the submerged structures of Oscarville or trapped under the silt of old, unrelocated cemeteries. You see, when the government flooded the valley, they claimed they moved all the graves from their local churchyards. But historians and locals know the truth. Hundreds of unmarked graves, belonging to the forgotten souls of the valley, were left behind. So, the next time you visit a beautiful, peaceful lake for a weekend getaway, ask yourself what's sitting right beneath your feet. Because at Lake Lanier, you are never swimming alone. If you want to uncover more dark, hidden secrets of places you thought you knew, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment below. Would you ever dare to swim in Lake Lanier? See you in the next deep dive.